Small and Halloween, yeah. That's to get you nice and in the mood. Love Halloween. Well, I like November 1st even better, because that's when all the candy at Walmart's half off. Love this time of the season, the spooky season, yeah. We either get to look like a zombie or a whore, it's great. I'm not judging. Love watching scary movies. My daughter really loves scary movies. Made me realize I'm not that into scary movies because scary movies have gotten a little too gross. It's like, wait, it's just a guy running around drilling people in the top of the head. How is this scary? The scariest moment was when the cat jumped out of the refrigerator. Who's putting cats in refrigerators? That's a terrible way to store a kitten. I love watching all those paranormal shows. I love these shows. Don't believe any of it, but I love watching them. Just hours and hours. Or just people going to abandoned buildings and listening to the building creak and go, what was that? Love it. How come there's never, the ghost logic makes no sense. They always show up to like an old plantation house and they got this really terrible story about how the ghost died. His name was Jebediah Smith, and he used to shoot the horses until he fell in love with the slave master's woman. And then after he got caught dicking her down, they tied him up to a pole and let a pit bull rip his dick off. So now he haunts the plantation grounds looking for his big old black slave dick. Why is it always a terrible story like that? You do know more people die falling in the tub than from violent crime, right? How come there's just not a ghost that's like, I fucked up my neck? I broke my neck. I used too much shampoo and now I'm dead. Ghost logic makes no sense. It's always like people who worked at the place, now you gotta haunt it. I gotta spend eternity at the place I didn't want to go to in the first place? That's like if you're a dishwasher, you die, and now everybody says, I see him in the kitchen all the time, washing dishes. That is some bullshit. Did you kick a little person? Why are you cursed? And they never find like ghost babies. It's never just like a baby who died during childbirth just in the corner crying. It's never that. You mean there was a bunch of babies just dying back in the old days. It's not like a baby in the corner with its umbilical cord still flapping around crying. It would suck to be a kid ghost. You died at 9 of polio and now you just gotta be a kid ghost and you can't even change your fashion. If you died in 1732, you still gotta walk around with shoes with buckles on them. You mean to tell me nobody has ever destroyed a pair of Jordan 5s? I can't get some nice ghost Jordan 5s to get on my feet so I can stunt on these ghost holes? Are you out of your mind? They always go to the oldest buildings America has and go, what was that? Let me tell you something. I live in a house that was built in 1920. It makes noises. That's what old buildings do. My house is so old, it just has whole conversations with me. It gives me financial advice. You should have never bought this motherfucker. They always bring in the stuff that was not intended for ghost hunting, but then they tell you it's for ghost hunting, and then they tell you the methodology for what it does to ghosts, and it's like, I don't think that's how you use a stud finder. That is not how that works. Just because that thing's going beep, 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 that doesn't mean that's a ghost. It could mean that's a good place to put a picture frame. They got all this stuff. They got that one thing that just makes a bunch of noise. It goes, that's all it does. And then they go, what was that? I think I heard something. I think I heard something. And then they replay it, and then they put on, they show you what they thought it says. I don't like that. Let me hear it about 100 times and let me figure out what it's trying to say. Because I have never been right. When they tell me what it says, it's like, get out. I'm like, that is not what it said. It sounded like Toby Mitchell. That's what it sounded like. You need to go back and find out who the fuck Toby Mitchell is. That's probably the person who stole that slave guy's dick. I like how they go into like an abandoned like asylum. They're like, ooh, this asylum was built in 1830. We've had many lepers just die here. So we're gonna spend a night here and fuck with them. If I gotta walk the earth through eternity, the last thing I wanna meet is a guy in a tight ass affliction shirt yelling at me. I love this one, it's called Ghost Adventures, I think. And this guy, he just walks into a room and goes, hey! If you're here and you're real, kick me in the nuts. If you can do something, why don't you just kick me in the nuts? It's like, I think you got a fetish. And the Travel Channel has paid you to do it. It doesn't even make any sense why the Travel Channel is the channel for spooky shit. What? I thought the Travel Channel was supposed to show us, oh, this is what I-90 looks like 50 minutes away from your house. You know that part where you kind of doze off, you forget where you're going? This is what it looks like. Thank you, Travel Channel. No, it's like, hey, when you go to Massachusetts, why don't you just go to a weird bed and breakfast where you can see where two people got their heads smashed in with an axe? I think the creepiest thing I have ever seen in my life, I lived in Hilliard, and I was driving home, and I just saw a white kid holding an apple on the side of the road. It was 1 in the afternoon, and I was still like, that is some spooky shit. What is his white ass doing out here? Other things, like when I see a white woman jogging at like midnight, I just roll down my window like, get your fucking white ass home, what you doing? Fuck around and read about you in 2 days because you end up missing. Stay your white ass home.